Hello and welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John, where in each episode we'll stroll down the Macintosh memory lane. We'll discuss older Macintosh computers, collecting all things related to the Mac and Apple computer, and current topics from the perspective that only a couple of old Mac fans can provide.
And I wrote the script for that intro. It wasn't to describe that we were old. It was to describe that the Macs were old. We were we had a long history with Macs.
It's
at
old,
this point old Macs.
At this point it is true on both accounts.
Yeah. Alas, it is.
Since we've been doing this for 10 plus years. Let's just say that when we started doing this podcast, I had zero gray in my beard. Okay. None. Now I have barely any color left in my beard. It is pretty much what you see here, which is, monofilament fishing line, translucent, I guess. I don't know.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right. Well, we got a lot of folks in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Looks like reporting in, we got Eric's Edge, Trina's Techno Babble, Dave's Vintage Out Tech, usually here, yes. Klaus, one of the original folks that has joined us here. Andy Collins, All Things DG. Sure. Yeah, great. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, Charks.
I think we can start off for real. Let's hit the record and do this for the record. You ready?
All set.
All right. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 630 for October 23rd, 2022. Good morning, John.
Good morning, James.
And how are you doing? I see you have a big stack of Macs behind you.
Stack of Macs. Yeah, I thought for today's discussion, it would be nice to have a couple of different Macs running different after dark.
Mm-hmm. That is the discussion today. After dark and
I think you've got something producing very bizarre sounds on your end.
Is that right?
Do you have a screensaver running with audio in it? Because it sounds like you're slurping soup.
Still right now,
and now I'm hearing flatulence. So,
holy smoke!
It's got to be the Bill the Cat one. Do you got the?
Yeah. Do I have something playing?
Or is that me?
It's paused. It's probably you.
It's me. Okay, because that's right. Because it kicked in on my end. Okay, so you guys couldn't hear that. I hope.
No.
Okay, good.
And that's a good tip there. If you ever do get caught the sound of flatulence, blame the screensaver.
Blame the screensaver. Blame Bill the Cat.
Wasn't
that's
me.
Funny.
Okay. Gosh, now I'm nervous because of that last time that I had stuff playing. I didn't know where it was coming from. It's easy to blame me now.
Running in the background. I forgot I had Basilisk 2 running in the background because I was going to possibly share the Bill and Opus screensaver. So I was half right. It was the Bill and Opus screensaver. It just wasn't on your side of things.
Okay. Well, now that we have that worked out.
Yes. All good. We're all good.
Okay. Now, why don't we start this for real? Oh,
let's try this again.
For real. We'll just go with that. That's fine. That's entertaining. Okay. So yeah, it's after dark. The screensavers and the usual eBay finds and some news. We'll be right back with eBay finds. Okay. All right. Whew. Crisis averted. All right. You ready to go for eBay?
Let's go.
All right. And 3, 2, 1. Time now for eBay finds. We had the very rare black SCSI Terminator, the one that shipped with the Macintosh 2FX. Yes.
Yeah.
After 2 bids, this one sold for, I think it started at 50 and thereabouts. It got to $61.
Oh, very nice. Somebody
Yeah.
really needed that Terminator.
And then the sign, the 6-color Apple logo sign, there was a debate about whether or not this was an original or a recreation with the LED parts, but very nice nonetheless. It's still available at the kind of high price of $1,200. And then, oh, you know what? Those wafers,
Oh,
the
the wafers, right? Yeah.
68K CPU wafers. That was another one of those weird auctions where it's like, yeah, we know there was an auction, and then that's it.
It's
We're not going
gone,
to tell you
huh?
what happened to it. And he said, well,
Huh.
yeah. They say we found something similar, but I can't find the original listing. So,
Oh, wow. All
so who
right.
knows what happened
One of
there.
those.
We'll begin this week with a rather complete
Whoa.
representation of a Fat Mac,
Holy cow.
the M0001W 512K. And it has well, it looks like all the original
All of it.
accessories and packaging,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just
It
very,
even
very
still has
complete.
the disc insert. You have the little yellow plastic
Yeah.
floppy. Yeah.
hmm
Wow. Wow.
The description reads, wonderful piece. I bought it in an estate sale a very long time ago and have kept it on my shelf. It's time to sell some of my prized possessions. This is amazing. I'm not sure why the screen appears to be wavy from the dark black through my camera. It does not have that. It shows a bright screen with a picture of a disc, so it does power on. That is the extent of my testing, and I do not know about the operation of this. The mouse, keyboard have the original packaging with the styrofoam, computer box with the original styrofoam. It says the original box is less than mint and has some flaws, but it's still presentable. You also get an external disk drive with its original box as well. Everything shown. Let's see. Due to the nature of old electronics, selling for parts as is, it's a nice fixer-upper for someone. And so we'll look through some of the
Wow.
pictures here. It's all laid out on a nice table there, and the original diskettes plus some other floppies that have been made probably by the original owner. You can see the condition of the box. Yeah, like the handle kind of ripped out a little bit, but styrofoam intact. You get all the manuals.
Right.
The box for the mouse. And
Dave says he sees some screen burn in. I'm trying to see. Yeah, I mean, not surprising, I suppose, if this thing was actually in daily use. I've seen a lot of these where where you can tell where the bar at the top is, because that was usually bright white. I'm not seeing, if there is some. I can't see a
I'm
whole
not
lot
either.
here.
Yeah,
I see. I mean, I do see a little bit right at the top. It might be more apparent in person, but it's one of those things when you turn it on, it really isn't apparent at all.
Yeah,
But
when you're using it,
but
yeah.
still. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, little sticker can be removed. No real yellowing on the
No.
casing.
Even the mouse and the keyboard does not.
Yeah.
Yeah, the keyboard has the standard thing where the space bars turned a slightly different shade than the other keys. It looks like it needs a little cleaning, but all in all, for the price they're asking, the buy it now price they're asking,
The buy it now
fantastic.
of
$900.
Yeah, 900 buy it now. No
And
making
so,
offer.
like, shipping to us from Wisconsin would supposedly is only $73. This is one of those where you'd want the person to make sure that they're going to double box this thing.
Yeah, you don't want
Obviously.
to slap a
Right.
UPS label right on the
Right. Yeah.
Picasso logo of that box there. No. Yeah, nice, clean, original representation.
Absolutely.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Has the
Okay.
stickers. It has, all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice.
I noticed
All
that
right,
it
next.
even has well, let me just
Oh, you sure?
I don't know if you saw it here there's a dust cover.
Oh, nice.
The
University of Pennsylvania.
Right.
Yeah. I love that these computers had dust covers, like they were like
Yeah.
an appliance in your kitchen.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So next up, we have a vintage 1980s Apple LLC computer processor 650265CO2 advertising poster. Let's just say it's an Apple IIc poster. That's all it really needed to be in here. And I'm pretty sure that's when they say LLC, that meant to be 2C, but they
Oh yes, LL wasn't a
uh-huh.
limited liability
Right.
corporation.
Yeah. That means the person telling this has no idea what this is, or they just mistyped. So for your consideration, is a vintage 1980s. Same thing in the description. Apple's LLC computer processor 650265 CO2 advertising poster. Super cool, retro, late 70s, early 80s promotional store poster. Wow.
Mhm.
All right. Anyway, scuffing marks on the plastic cover. Is this in a frame? This is in a frame,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a
Okay.
poster frame, so it's
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
like a plexiglass or whatever.
Right.
Mhm.
But still, poster looks in great shape. The poster measures 24 and a quarter by 36 and a quarter. $425. Buy it now. No make an offer.
Yeah, this image
yeah.
though,
This
I
was
seem to
used.
recall this was
Yeah.
used. This image was used in other materials, and I want to say it was used in
Yeah.
like a brochure or a flyer
Brochure. I
or
think.
something.
Yeah. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
a
Yeah.
flyer. I want to think. I'm thinking like a narrow format brochure or something for the Apple IIc. I don't think I've ever seen it at this scale on a poster
Sure.
size.
Right. Yeah.
And I love it in a poster
Mhm.
because it's just so, I don't know, something about the woman
A nice
with the
poster. Yeah.
yellow
It's just the colors
sweatshirt.
in it, and she's got an Apple logo on her sweatshirt, yellow sweatshirt. She's got a kind of a red hat, so it's got some nice vibrant colors that
Mhm.
are reminiscent of kind of the marketing trends back then.
Yeah,
So
beautiful
yep,
poster. Maybe a little
yeah,
steep. Maybe
I think it's a little steep. Yeah.
a little steep. Maybe this will come down in a subsequent listing.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out next week. Okay. Oh my goodness, look at this thing. Now it's kind of a weird listing here. The title is Apple Collection Macintosh Lisa eMate PowerBook iMac X Server. The description reads Apple collection of old machines and accessories, programs, etc. 120 Apple machines, as well as other products for sale, sold only together. Contact me for more information and to receive a complete overview. The collection is for exhibition and not everything works. You have to pay for shipping. Okay. Well, shipping from Denmark is
Oh
where these
wow.
items are located. And so the images associated with this auction is like a database listing of everything that's included, and
Oh
it
my
goes on
gosh.
and on and on.
Jeez.
Well, there's 120, so we'll scroll through here a little bit. You see, I guess it's chronological for the most part. You got a Lisa 2. Now some of these strangely don't have the actual photos and some do. Not sure what's
Huh.
going on there.
Huh.
An Apple IIc and a C plus, I guess. That even has the original box. Looks like in that picture. You got some SEs, a C30s, 145. But look at all these images here. Let's see if I can just page through some of this and get an overview.
Yeah, it's got 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mm-hmm.
Not like 12 different.
Yeah.
That's like 12 basically pages of stuff. I see 2
It is
TAMs in here. Wow. I mean,
two
just
tabs.
wow. 2
Software.
TAMs.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. But unfortunately, they use stock photos in their listing. So
Right. Mm-hmm.
it makes it kind of hard to really assess.
See, you're right. What the actual condition is of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some have photos. Yeah, it's weird. And that's the extent of the information we have from the listing. So now here's something that might be able to give us additional information. I missed this earlier when I was looking over it.
Oh,
but
the AppleVintageCollection.com.
yeah, let's
website?
go over there and see what's going on and see what we might learn. Here we go. So this is, I guess, what the collection was for. Was this website here, And museum. Let's see. And so here's a video, which looks like a.
So was this
One of the
was this an
Sims.
individual who was going to try to make a museum out of this, or was it?
It
Because those
must
are all
be.
obviously mock-ups.
Yeah, virtual, but
And
there are
then something
some.
didn't happen.
Something didn't happen. Yeah, not sure what is going on here. And then kind of the only thing you can get on the website is just the same
Images,
pictures
sure.
of what we had before. There's some interesting stuff, some interesting history in it, but yeah, I don't get a lot more detail. So yeah, if you're interested, well, one, it would probably be beneficial if you were in Denmark or
Sure.
Denmark adjacent.
Mhm.
And also to get direct contact with scanmac.dk.
Mhm. So I'm
to get some
guessing.
real. Mhm.
I'm guessing the reason that there's not like real pictures is probably because most of the stuff that they purchased was in boxes and everything, and
Maybe
they just
Yeah.
kept them in the boxes until they had a space and were going to be able to set these up. So that's my guess.
Perhaps. Now, if it's all as described, and in, let's
Mhm.
say, better, better than average condition or whatever,
The asking price
the asking price. That's what I'm getting
is
to. It
right.
is, yeah,
Amazing. Yeah.
$15,000, $15,200 is what the asking price is. So, I think that's a good value. But,
Yeah, extremely worth it for
mhm.
everything that's listed there. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll find out next week if any more gets added to this or this gets sold. Okay. Looks like Trina is saying that there's a contact in Denmark that can help out. Well, that'd be cool. All right. Let's see what we got going on next. We're going to talk After Dark.
After Dark. Shall I go?
Yes. Oh, wait.
Set the mood.
Wait. Okay. Go ahead.
All right.
Well, I prepare things on my end. Yeah, shipping. What shipping? 3,000? Did you get a shipping price? Oh, Sandy is a comedian and presenter in the UK, but not really a tech fan, so might be tough to get Sandy's cooperation to help broker this deal.
Oh, Patrick was asking if you look at eBay every day or just like once a week before the podcast.
There was a time when I looked at it every morning.
Just because you were looking for stuff for your collection, probably.
Exactly right.
More than anything, sure.
For the better part of 20 years. No, 15. 10 to 15 years. Yeah, I was doing it every morning because I was on the hunt, and right, so often there are buy it nows of things, and
that's the first thing I used to do to sort was by new buy it nows, just to see if somebody had something ridiculously decently priced.
Yeah. And I needed to keep on top of it, and I was, it seemed like daily there was some auction that I needed to be there at the end to avoid being sniped. But now, just once a week.
Yeah.
Once a week, check in.
Yeah, because I'm not looking for anything more for my collection unless it's like a part I need for a computer, not a whole system or anything like that. So, yep.
And it seems like these days, unlike 10, 15 years ago, people are a lot more aware that they might have something. And so there aren't the buy it
you're
nows.
not finding the stuff. Sure.
if there are buy it nows, they're at some ridiculous prices. So
Yes.
you don't have to sit around waiting for a good deal to pop up, because it's not. Usually, it's not going to happen. Okay, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Well, we're going to talk about After Dark, the first commercially sold screensaver for Macintosh, maybe even for Windows too. I don't know, but it did come to Windows a few years after it was available for Mac, and it created a whole genre
Mm-hmm.
based on the need to save our screens from the burn-in, like we were just talking about with that 512.
Sure.
So these CRT screens, if you let a same image be static on there, it would start to burn into the where into the coating or something of the
into the phosphor.
actually,
Mm-hmm.
And that'd be it. I mean, you
there's
stuck
no
with it.
recovery from that. Sure.
There's no
I collect the arcade games also, and you can tell what game a monitor came from because it's so burned in.
Games were particularly bad. Fortunately, a lot of the games they would design them so they would refresh the display, but some piece of software they would not pay attention to that, and there'd be like a high score screen or something.
Yep.
It would just be stuck there. So
or the maze from Pac-Man,
right.
It's you can definitely tell a monitor that wasn't a Pac-Man.
Berkeley Systems released in, let's say 89. 89, yes. After Dark 1.0, the versatile screensaver. And there's a picture of the original disc, the versatile screensaver. You can find it on Macintosh Garden. I'm sure there are other sites. Get the original 1.0 version that came out on floppy disk, and they would revise it. Of course, it became so popular because they were kind of cute with the idea. It didn't just dim the screen, right? They wanted to put on a little show, and so the one that really took off and became sort of the symbol of After Dark, and even Berkeley Systems itself, was the flying toasters, one of the original modules. Now, over on brianbraun.com, he's coded some of the original screensavers in CSS, which is handy for doing little demos. So you can see a little flying toasters. Now this one's in color. Of course, the original on a classic Mac or whatever would not have been.
As you can see,
the toasters are flying. Oh, and you've got them in your background. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Running in the actual ones running in original
correct.
hardware.
Yep.
There's a story behind the flying toaster. Like, why is it flying? Why is it a toaster? And it turns out the story is that engineer Jack Eastman was doing some late night programming, and I guess in view of his kitchen, and saw his toaster. I guess it was an old style, this is like a really antique looking chrome toaster, and then kind of imagined it flying about, as one does, when you're delirious in the middle of the night, staring at code. And it's funny because that's the rest of the story you can get on Wikipedia. The question is, though, was he listening to music when he envisioned that? Because sometime later, there was the first of several legal actions that were pursued for trademark infringement. And let's see if I can find it here. The first would be the band Jefferson Airplane. They had this album released in 1973 called 30 Seconds Over Winterland. And lo and behold, the album cover is flying toasters with even little clocks on them, which actually they could have put little clocks on theirs, right? That would have been handy to have the
They
time.
could have, sure. Yeah.
Coincidence? I don't know, but they it turned out the lawsuit got dismissed because Jefferson Airplane did not file a trademark or for any kind of protection on that image. Or they did, but it was after Dark had come out, so the case
got
was
it.
out.
Right, kind of after the fact, sure.
So the flying toasters now was protected, and anyway, it lived on. The other lawsuits, I'm talking about the lawsuits, and this relates back to the snafu at the top of the show, right? There were a number of licensed and unlicensed modules, because each of these they were little modules, right? Flying
Well,
toasters.
If you're about to mention the Bill and Opus one, that actually didn't run in After Dark at all. It was
a standalone.
It was standalone. Yeah.
Yeah. So they had what was it called?
Intermission was the thing. Del Rena was the company. I think
Rena was the company. Yeah.
Does that sound right? And they had put out a Bill and Opus. They actually had two different volumes, I guess you'd call it, of Bill and Opus theme screensavers. But one of the ones, I think you've got a little bit of a video, is Opus shooting at flying toasters, and for some reason, Berkeley Systems took umbrage on that and made them change the way the toasters are flying to so instead of little wings, they put propellers on their toasters, and thereby avoiding further lawsuits.
I guess it was called Death Toasters, and doesn't at some point Opus jumps in here? So
Opus starts shooting at them. Correct. Yep.
I see. Yeah, and it's funny that because this isn't the first time that we've got some crossover here, right, in the Mac world because of the Banana Junior. And there you go. There's Opus. Of course, doesn't do any good for the audio audience, but Opus has got a shotgun and he's shooting at these toasters. So yeah, that was avoided by a little tweak to the design, and they continue to sell that product. But yeah, there were lots of licensed versions too.
Yeah,
and I'll show a couple of them here. There's like but before we get off the flying toasters,
yeah,
there was music to flying toasters and even lyrics to the song. I never knew that until I was poking around preparing for today. And here's a little bit. Let's see if I can get the music. And then there was even a karaoke. So you get the lyrics down at the bottom if you can see them flying out of the sun. The smell of toast is in the air.
Toast is in the air.
I wouldn't try singing along because it's probably the singing is going to be awful.
Oh, that's right.
But
anyway, it's very cute.
I think if you made that your ringtone, that would be pretty darned obscure. And if somebody recognized it, you'd have a friend for life.
You'd have an instant friend, yes.
That's
it's quite an involved song too. Yeah.
All right. Well, so stop that. Theme song there. But there were other licensed versions. This was a craze because everybody wanted to have something cool on their screensaver. And so, for example, you had stuff like Star Trek,
right? There were a couple of very nice. There were a couple of different Star Trek ones. Yeah, there was a Star Trek and a Star Trek Next Generation.
Oh, okay.
And there's some pretty fun screensavers in there with like Spock teleporting in places. And he's got a tricorder, and a lot of them also have like audio clips associated with them. You know,
Yeah.
like Bob will come on and fascinating. There's ones where the Hortas come out and start chewing holes in the screen. There's a ton of really fun ones.
And then how about The Simpsons? Everybody
The
loves
Simpsons ones, yeah. Again, same thing. Great, a lot of great Simpsons ones. Looney Tunes. I didn't realize until looking at this that there was one for Myst.
Yeah,
and then an unlicensed one for Chex Quest, for Chex cereal, an unlicensed module built on the After Dark software. So Marvel Comics, I've never messed around with the Marvel Comics one. The Looney Tunes one's a lot of fun also.
So, this one's kind of boring because it's
one.
just screenshots of
and then ambient
with
music.
The cool music. Yeah,
right. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, tons of them. I think there were. Oh, and then were you any more to say about the license?
Oh yeah,
versions?
yeah. So yeah, just a quick list. So yeah, Star Trek, Disney, Marvel Comics, X-Men, Simpsons, Star Trek Next Gen, Looney Tunes, Toy Story, Myst, and then like I mentioned, the Chex one is the licensed products that they've got mentioned over at Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I still had Opus shooting in the background. If you heard that. Let's see, and then so here's another thing that I learned. It was such a big deal, the After Dark and the screensavers and all, that they actually had a spin-off set of games.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. With a Twisted, is that part of the Twisted After Dark Twisted package? Or
I just saw like After
ones
Dark
with the
games.
cows and okay.
Yeah,
there later on there were also ones that would like pull stuff off the internet, like newsfeed stuff, and yeah, they got really complicated.
Here's a clip of Toaster Run. So they took the flying toasters and made a game version of it. It's very reminiscent of like
Glider.
What was the Glider? Yeah,
Glider.
Right?
Yeah. So this one's
you flew your toaster.
3D. Yeah.
Yeah, and you had to go pick up stuff, I guess, and fly through these cool rooms and sort of an isometric view. I wonder if anybody's made a Flappy Bird version using.
Oh my gosh!
The toaster, right?
All right, somebody get on that. That would actually be pretty darn fun. Yeah, Flappy Toaster.
So there's a whole collection of mini games based on the different characters and all the different modules, including the Lawnmower Man guy and whatever. So no idea. This was for Mac and Windows, and that one. I saw it over on Abandonware or something, abandonware.com, something like that. You can download it. So, and then I wanted to conclude with like, can you still run? Are screensavers still a thing, right? Would you still run them today?
I mean,
they're built in.
I've got them in the built-in one, sure. Don't forget the X11 ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean there's a couple hundred of the screensavers in there. You know, kind of a lot of the old ones that were. I think a lot of them started on Unix. Those X11s.
Now Berkeley is no longer a company. They were acquired by Sierra Online in 1997, which then became part of Vivendi Games, and then eventually merged with Activision. Now Activision Blizzard. You want to know who's about to be the new owner? Of Berkeley?
Oh, let me guess. Microsoft?
Yeah, of course. That's about to happen. But I guess the After Dark license or the property or whatever was sold earlier or now belongs to Infinisys, which is a Japanese company. And you can go to their website right now and purchase After Dark Classic Set 1.2, which includes flying toasters. And according to the website, it will run on anything 10.8 or later. And it says right here, compatible with Mojave and later system, and works on M1 Max. And you can buy it for $8. which is just the classic set. I don't know if it's like a few dozen screensavers. I have not confirmed compatibility on this, so give that a shot if you want, but might be fun to still run that. What else can we say?
Yeah.
It's kind of a
Hey, I
thing
wanna-
where yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it definitely had its uses. It doesn't really have its uses anymore, but it's still nice to have something pop up on the screen when you're not using it. But yeah, I just wanted to mention really quick that the screensavers I was talking about, it's X screensavers if you were looking for it. There's probably about 100 modules in it. It's done by JWZ. So if you are looking for some fun new screensavers that are free, check that out.
It would be great if Throwboy got permission to do a pillow
Ooh,
of
flying toaster pillow.
pillow.
Oh man,
that'd be epic. That'd be a must buy.
I would
we'll have to
definitely buy
see
a
that.
flying toaster plushie. Definitely, I would buy a flying toaster plushie.
For sure, especially if you just had it like hanging
right?
from
Yeah,
the ceiling, right. Uh-huh. Okay, well maybe we can talk to him about that. All right, well that's After Dark. That's flying toasters and a wonderful era gone by, and the need to have screensavers and all the cute characters behind them. Okay. Yeah, that just kept, when I started reading about it, it just kept getting more and more stuff. I mean, I didn't realize all the different versions and the spin-offs, and it just went on and on. And eventually, when, I don't know, it's like anytime something gets built in, you stop spending the energy, right?
Right.
Okay, let's see. What are we moving on to? We're gonna do some new stuff. Let's go in 3. You want to flip your lights back on?
Yeah. Let me go.
Turn
those back on.
All right. While he does that, I'll set up for the next segment. Check in with the chat. Yes, Klaus, Throwboy toasters would be epic. I'm getting ready, by the way. I just got noticed. The last Kickstarter, they have that new version. The new set of classic Mac pillows is about to be in the hands of the early backers. That's the one that includes the clamshell iBook and the G4 iMac. I forget what else is in that set. There's a Lisa too, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was like 5 or 6 different pillows. So soon they will be in my background. Okay, you're back. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. All right, it's time for the news. Last week it was a quiet release, just some press releases posted on Apple's website, not the usual event. Still hoping for a larger event later in this month, maybe next month, to announce new Macs. But they slipped in this press release of new Apple TV, little updates, right? Then later chips, HDR10 Plus, little pricing changes, maybe a little more memory, but a minor upgrade for sure. So probably if you're still 2 generations behind, it might be time to upgrade. The other announcement was new iPads. The new iPad again bumps the specs, and for me, like, just this continual confusion of, well, it's the same with the Macs. Like, it's like, which one do I get?
Right.
Do I get the Pro? Do I get the Air? Do I get the Air Pro or the Pro
I really
Air?
still think it's only a matter of time before they roll the OSs into each other at this point. Right? I mean, come on.
Oh, well, there's that too. There's that notion. I was just talking about the model confusion, which is been a huge deal as of late, because you have all the different models, and then they also kind of wind up, especially during the crossover time, when some of the lines are getting upgraded and others aren't, and then they start blurring together. It makes me long for the simpler days.
Oh my gosh, yes, the quad chart, sure.
Yeah, this was sixcolors.com Stephen Hackett article. Remember this great time when we had similar market confusion in the Mac line, and Steve Jobs came out and said, you know what? We only need to have 4 different categories. Desktop, portable, consumer, professional.
Consumer, professional, sure.
Yeah. Probably about due for that. And Bonhams, the auction house, bonhams.com, they have a category called the history of science and technology, including space history. This kicked off on October 25th, and there are some notable auction listings for Apple fans. The big one being this one, a Macintosh used by Steve Jobs at Next. So let's look at this one. This is a Mac SE, and it's pretty yellowed, but it's got a pretty cool history. There's a good description here about the Mac and Steve Jobs' involvement. We all know, how he inserted himself into the Macintosh development and then led it to be what it was, and then took a quick exit from the company after a little turmoil. Well, when he formed Next, they needed computers. I mean, they couldn't build a company with no computer. So
sure, right.
They used Macs. And this computer up for auction reportedly was used in his office, first by his assistant to kind of manage his days, his calendar, and his contacts and such. And it's a little murky. Go to Bonhams, read I'm not going to read it here because it's pretty involved, but I've read it a number of times trying to figure out, did he actually use this?
Sure, right.
Or is it just associated with him? It's not, it's very murky.
And it's not like it's not like he signed it or anything. How much are they wanting for this? What are they?
Well,
what
it's
are
an
they
auction.
Recommending?
Here's some pictures of it. You can see there's substantial yellowing. Now, there is supposed to be actual files on the hard drive left over from those days. Like that's kind of been confirmed. The only thing that really is kind of murky is, did Steve sit at this stuff and pound out letters to people or whatever?
Sure.
Really
So
sure
that's what you're really.
Yeah, you'd like that. You'd like
$200,000 to $300,000 is what they're
$200,000 to $300,000. You'd like to see a picture of him working at this computer.
Yeah.
Or actual personal correspondence that he pounded out that he would have written himself or something like that. I'm not sure that's really there. Here's the other thing is there's also it says there is compelling evidence that Jobs' daughter, Lisa Brennan Jobs, used it when she visited the office. It's like
got it. Yeah, because Patrick had just mentioned that in the chat that it looks like his daughter might have used it based on files on it. So Huh.
Is that worth another $50K? I don't know what that's. So this is an interesting one.
Now, if there's like doodles in Mac Paint that he did or something like that, that would be kind of interesting.
Like the original sketches of Mr. Mac or something. I don't know. Now, whoever does get this needs to be very careful that they archive it.
Right.
They get that data off there, immediately before this thing. Goes
self-destructs.
Right. This isn't the only one. The only Apple related thing I was gonna let's go through here and look at the other highlights in here. Let's see. This
is a ventless Apple II. Oh,
Apple II ventless Rev 0, the rarest, most impactful Apple. Well, of course, after that SE that might have been on his desk. This one they value between $20,000 and $30,000. And there's some nice pictures here of that. Looks in pretty good, clean condition. So ventless meaning what?
Because it was painted.
No vents on the side. Is that
right?
What we're
No
talking
vent
about?
on the side. So this was one of the foam kind of cases. Some of the first ones that were originally designed by Jerry Manick with 0 vents, and they basically had to kind of after the cases, they had to kind of hand hone things to get them to fit together. It was
because
something
it was
he
pretty
was saying.
rough.
Yeah.
Do we know how many there were of these? It says
Before they
let's
went
see,
to the, I don't know. Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking here in the description. If it just says there are not very many, low serial number, has some of the details of it, but I don't know about actual numbers. I don't see that in the description.
I don't think I've ever seen one of the ventless ones come up on eBay that I've ever looked at.
It says within 3 months they switched over to the ventilated ones after reports
Got
from
it.
users of overheating. So, they're probably only in the low thousands, I'm guessing. Now, how many have survived? Who knows?
Sure.
But that'd be my guess. Anyway, so that's kind of cool. You don't see those every day. And is that it? I think that's it. Let me just quick thumb through here. Nope, that's it. Just those 2 items there. So we'll check in maybe next week and see if those. Well, actually, you know what? We could check in. I was going to say when do these things kick off and when do they end? We can log into bid and on the Mac SE. I don't
2
see when
days.
it ends. Does it say 2 days?
Well, it says 25 October.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And I guess we don't. I guess either nobody's bid or you have to log in to see what the bid is. But we can't. Might have to create another blasted account to find out what's going on. I'm sure the results will be in the news, so we'll just check on that.
All right, I just have to point out this comment from earlier talking about the confusion on product line. Charks' comment, looking forward to the iPad 5250 CD and the iPhone 7600 133. Nicely done. Nicely done.
All right. Gosh, that was rolled right through that.
So I'm trying to think of next week what we can do that's kind of Halloween related. I don't know.
Are you planning on carving a pumpkin?
Yeah, we'll do it live.
Halloween related for the Mac, other than
I don't know.
Looking at we could go around hunting for pictures of Halloween themed Mac stuff, the Mac-o'-lanterns as they were,
or maybe there's like a kind of a spooky themed game on Macintosh Garden.
Did we ever do the history of Dark Castle? I think we did. Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, I think we did also.
I don't know. We'll have to think about that one. I don't know. All right. Well, let's close out.
Sure thing.
The show. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Well, the end of another show. Next week we'll be back again with. Will it be Halloween? I don't know. It'll be Halloween weekend.
Close to Halloween, sure.
Is Halloween? Have to ask the chat. Is that celebrated throughout the world? What is the origin?
Yeah. It's not just
It's not just us. Not just something. Not a
just
greeting card
not a
hobby. That not a cheap plastic costume selling holiday that we made up here. I don't know what we'll do next week. We'll come up with something.
Yeah.
In the time between. But thanks everybody in the chat for joining us. We had a good turnout today, as we have been. Makes it lots of fun.
Oh,
they catch us making mistakes. They add to the discussion. All Things DG says that it's mostly an American holiday and it's just spread because of Hollywood
movies.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. much of our culture gets spread throughout the world through the magic of the movies. Trina's Technobabble says they celebrate in Canada. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll be celebrating here. I don't know that we'll be. I guess I'll come in costume. How about that? I got a quick costume that I can don. That's
I'll put on my
Apple-related.
black turtleneck, and I'll be.
Well,
I'll be good to
you
go.
spoiled it. There you go.
Oh,
Actually,
if you're going to do
Okay, all
jobs
right.
and I have to do WAS, how do I do WAS? I mean,
yeah, that's your challenge. See if you can do something that it would be unmistakable. You could be Woz to my jobs.
I already have the facial hair going for WAS, so I guess
Mhm.
that,
Mhm.
yeah.
No, think about it. You got some time. All right. Well, we'll be back next week. And until then, remember, it's not old.
It's retro.
Okay.
Segue.
Segue.
Yeah,
You could write it on a
I'm gonna come in
segue.
on a segue. That's brilliant. Yeah, I was thinking about the Apple glasses, or I wish I had one of the brass belt buckles. There was a company that redid those belt buckles.
Yeah.
Apple brass.
They
Yeah.
that's right. They weren't
Uh-huh.
cheap. They
No,
wouldn't be. I mean,
Reactive Micro, I think, is are the people who were redoing those.
oh, they still have them?
I'm looking.
Yeah, those the 6-color Apple logoed shades. would
Right?
be cool
Yeah.
too. Mhm. You could make some of those. You could just with some cellophane or something and some.
Yeah. They'd have to go over my existing because
Oh, you wouldn't be able to see.
I wouldn't be able to see anything. I am blind
As a bat.
as a bat.
Well,
it looks like they don't do it anymore.
Oh.
Or they sold out.
They sold out, as all the best ones do. All right. Well, again, thanks everybody for joining us.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
Charles,
just
Wall's costume is a pen. Sign everything.
he's just a big shirt with big Waz on it.
Yeah,
I like that. And Dave mentions, just of anyone who's interested, that he's got a stream starting in 12 hours. Scary Halloween repairs.
Oh my gosh. Fun. With smoke and okay, well, I guess we'll call it.
All right.
See
Bye, everyone. I got to go turn off some computers.
Oh yeah, it's getting warm in there, I'm sure.
Thanks for listening to the RetroMacCast with James and John. Email listener comments and questions to retromaccast@gmail.com or post comments on our website at www.retromaccast.com.